So in summary, for research and bookkeeping, I want you to keep in mind source documentation. We're also going to talk about documentation for bookkeeping in general, but keeping your documentation. When you do research and you find information that's interesting, don't just go, oh, that's interesting, and write a little note in your notebook. PDF it or print it. Make sure it shows where you got the information from, and save it in your accounting binder, right? Keep those things. Keep return on investment in mind. When you're doing research, we don't want you to take 3 days to dig into something when at the end of the day, you probably should have called the lawyer or the CPA. So it's learning that balance of when it's better just to pay somebody that has the expertise and that knows versus you doing your own research, right? We don't want you to go to the CPA with every question that could easily be answered by going to irs.gov. But we also don't want you spending a lot of time. And when it comes to doing research and thinking about changing accounting practices, like what software apps to use, that we need to keep in mind the return on investment of making the change and investing all the time and money into making the change. And then what's going to be the ripple effect if we make the change? My old boss, Bill, was so great because he had been burned so many times. By the time I worked with him, if I asked him a question, kind of innocuous questions, right? He would go, what's the repercussions if I say yes? He would get really excited about it. What's the repercussions if I say yes? Because he wanted to know what that ripple effect was, because he got burned a few times. The other piece is having credible sources, right? Utilizing the government websites, unless you cannot find any information, and then go to the lawyer websites. We don't want to be messing around with just any random things. We looked at a lot of Business Insider articles and stuff, but that was all because we were looking at things like health and wellness and, this and that. When it comes to the laws, we need to know where to go. The last thing is have info pushed to yourself. You don't have to be pulling information from the outside world. You can have it pushed. What does pushed mean? If I go back to my earlier slide, every one of these links I'm providing you, this is the page where they have the sign up to get newsletters from these entities. So every one of these entities will send out newsletters with updates and things you need to know. You just need to sign up for them. So these are the actual pages where you will find the link. Now, it is not part of the grade. You do not have to go in and sign up for all these newsletters, but do keep it in mind, because if you end up being a bookkeeper, and you're the full-time bookkeeper at a company and they're leaning on you for some of the HR stuff, you need to know where to go and what to look for so you can make the right decisions.